In grade school, I had a bully. For the sake of anonymity, let's give him a fake name. Let's call him Satan. Now, Satan was an asshole. He used to call me a gay homo a lot, which is redundant. He also beat me up a lot and would call me a nerd because I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is especially ridiculous because he collected them too! He had the gall to call me names for liking Yu-Gi-Oh, then turn around and brag about how he had the creator, the holy grail of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Whenever I think back to Satan, I wonder why I didn't fight back. I was a lot bigger than him. I should have been able to stand up for myself. And yet, I didn't. Because he was a bully, and bullies have ways of making you feel small. And then one day, during snack, that motherfucker poured yogurt down my back. I cannot adequately describe the hot shame one feels running out of your classroom, hiccuping over your own tears with the sound of children laughing behind you and Activia dripping out from under your shirt. All I can say for sure is that it's the type of trauma that inspires a plan. The next week, Satan and the rest of my class went outside for lunch recess, presumably to kick puppies or something. He didn't notice that all his Yu-Gi-Oh cards had disappeared until he returned to find his beloved cards replaced with a glob of room-temperature vanilla yogurt. Realizing the symbolic value of the yogurt, Satan immediately ran over to me, shoved me aside, and ripped open my knapsack, probably expecting his cards to pour out. Now believe me, when I tell you that nothing will ever feel as good as when, after realizing his cards were not in my bag and they were gone and never coming back, I watched as Satan's face became blotchy and he began to cry. A feeling that was maybe only matched by the triumph I experienced at the end of the day when, while Satan was on the bus, I took a brief detour to an obscure corner of the playground where, under a thatch of grass, hid his Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the prized creator among them. I had mostly forgotten about the heist until about a year ago when I was cleaning out my closet. I found a box of old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and among them, the creator. In that moment, I remembered everything. The bully, the yogurt, my revenge, the look on Satan's face. It should have felt good, and, maybe it did for the moment before I realized I wasn't over what had happened. I realized that stealing from him didn't stop him from constantly bullying me, and it didn't stop that bullying from changing me. It didn't stop to how this day I still think people are annoyed with me or don't want to be around me. It didn't stop me from being lonely or excluded. It didn't stop my anxiety, something I hold to this day. It had been over a decade, and I was still angry at him. And he had probably forgotten who I was. In that moment, I realized, man, I've got baggage.